BBC4, Jean-Paul Sartre explores his hypothesis that hell is other people in a Wednesday play from 1964. Harold Pinter makes a rare return to his original profession, starring in, as Philip Saville directs, In Camera.
So here we are.
Yes, Mr. Garcin.
And it's like this?
Yes, it's like this.
Well, I dare say one gets used to it in time.
Some do, some don't.
Are all the other rooms like this one?
Well, how could they be? We cater for all sorts. But you'll find that being here has its points of view.
Really? Yes, I dare say. Still, I certainly didn't expect this. You know what they tell us down there?
What about?
About this, residence.
Oh, really, sir? How could you believe such ridiculous stories? Told by people who've never set a foot here. For, of course, if they had...
Quite so. But where are the instruments of torture?
What?
Well, you know, the racks and prongs, all the other paraphernalia.
Oh, really? Sir, you must have your little joke.
My little joke? Oh, I see. No, I wasn't joking. No mirrors, I notice. No windows. Only these. But damn it all, they might have left me my toothbrush.
That's awfully good. I see you haven't yet got over your, what do you call it? Sense of human dignity.
No, I won't tolerate any impertinence. I quite realize the position I'm in.
I do beg your pardon, sir. No offense meant. But all our guests ask me the same questions. Silly questions, if you'll pardon my saying so. Where's the torture chamber? That's the first thing they ask, all of them. They never bother their head about the bathroom requisites, that I can assure you. But then, after a bit, when they've got their nerve back, they start in about toothbrushes and whatnot. Good heavens, Mr. Garsan, can't you use your head? What I ask you would be the point of brushing your teeth.
Yes, of course, you're quite right. And why should one want to see oneself? But these paintings, oh, that's another story. I suppose there will be times when I stare my eyes out at them. Stare my eyes out. So, that's that. No toothbrush. And no bed, either. One never sleeps, I take it.
That's so.
No, of course not. Why should one sleep? A sort of drowsiness steals on you, tickles you behind the ears, and you feel your eyes closing, but you don't sleep. No. You lie down on the seat, and in a flash, sleep flies away, miles and miles away. So you rub your eyes, get up, and the whole thing starts all over again.
Romantic. That's what you are.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute, there's a snag somewhere. There's something. What is it? Oh, I see. It's life. Without a break.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean? I thought as much. That's why there's something so lizard-like in the way you stare at me. They're paralyzed.
What are you talking about?
Your eyelids. We move ours up and down. Blinking, we call it. It's a kind of small black shutter that clicks down and makes a break. Everything goes black. One's eyes are moistened. Oh, you can't imagine how restful it is. 4,000 little rests per hour. 4,000 little respites. Just think. So that's the idea. I'm to live without eyelids. Well, don't act the fool. You know what I mean. No eyelids. No sleep. It follows, doesn't it? I shall never sleep again. How shall I endure my own company? Is it daytime now?
Can't you see? The lights are on.
Ah, yes, I've got it. It's your daytime. And outside?
Outside?
Well, damn it, you know what I mean. Beyond that wall.
There's a passage.
And beyond that?
Oh, there are more rooms, more passages, and stairs.
And what lies beyond that?
That's all.
Look, surely you must have a day off sometimes. Where do you go?
Oh, to my uncle's place. He's the head valet here. He has a room on the 3rd floor.
Oh, I should have guessed as much. Where's the light switch?
There isn't one.
What? One can't turn off the light?
Oh, the management can cut off the current if it wants to. But I can't remember there having done so on this floor. We have all the electricity we need.
So one has to live with one's eyes open all the time.
To live, did you say?
Well, don't let's quibble over words. With one's eyes open, forever. Always broad daylight in my eyes. And in my head.
Very well, sir. If you don't need me anymore, I'll be going.
What, you're going? No, don't. Wait. This is a bell, isn't it?
Yes.
And if I ring, you're bound to come.
Well, that's so in a way. But you can never be too sure about that bell. There's something wrong with the wiring, and it doesn't always work.
It's working all right.
So it is. But I shouldn't count on it if I were you. It's capricious. Okay, well, I must be going, sir. Yes, sir?
No, never mind. Oh, what's this?
Can't you see? It's an ordinary paper knife.
What, are there books here?
No.
Then what's the use of this? Very well, you can go.
This is your room, madam. Is there any information you require? Well, most of our guests have quite a lot to ask me, but I won't insist. This gentleman here can tell you anything you wish to know as well as I could myself. We've had our little chat, him and me.
Where's Florence? Didn't you hear? I asked you about Florence. Where is she?
I've no idea.
Oh, that's the way it works. Torture by separation. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you won't get anywhere. Florence was a fool, and I shan't miss her in the least.
I beg your pardon. Who do you suppose I am?
Why, you're the torturer, of course.
You think I'm one of the staff? Oh, it's that idiot's fault. He should have introduced us. I'm Joseph Garcin, writer and journalist. And since we're both in the same boat, so to speak, might I ask your name, Mrs.?
I'm not married.
Oh, right. Well, that's a start, anyway. Well, now that we've broken the ice, do you really think I look like a torturer? By the way, how does one recognize torturers when one sees them? Evidently you have ideas on the subject.
They look frightened.
Frightened? But how ridiculous. Of whom should they be frightened? Their victims?
Laugh. But I know what I'm talking about. You see, I've often seen my own face in the glass.
The glass? Ah, well, I'm afraid they've removed everything in the least resembling a glass. Most inconsiderate of them. But I assure you I'm not frightened. And not that I take my position lightly. Oh, no, I realize its gravity only too well. But I'm not afraid.
That is your affair.
The door's locked.
Must you be here all the time?
Well, I can quite understand that it bores you having me here. Quite frankly, I'd rather be alone myself. I want to think things out, set my life in order. One does that better by oneself. But I'm sure we'll get along together somehow. I'm no talker. I don't move much. In fact, I'm a peaceful sort of fellow. But I do suggest that we make a point of being extremely courteous to each other.
I'm not polite.
Oh, then I must be polite for two.
Can't you keep your mouth still? Keep twisting it about all the time. It's grotesque.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't aware of it.
Talk about being polite and you don't even try and control your face. Remember, you're not alone. You've no right to inflict the sight of your fear on me.
What about you? Aren't you afraid?
What would be the use? I mean, there would be some point in being afraid before while one still had hope.
Ah, there's no more hope. But it is still before. We haven't yet begun to suffer.
What's going to happen?
I don't know. I'm waiting.
No! Don't look up! I know what you're hiding with your hands. I know! You've no face left! But I don't know you.
I'm not the torturer.
I never thought you were. I thought someone was trying to play a rather nasty trick on me. Is anyone else coming?
No, madam. No one else is coming.
We're to stay by ourselves, the three of us. This lady, this gentleman, and myself.
There's nothing to laugh about.
Well, it's the seats. I mean, the one of his own. Is that one mine? You can't possibly expect me to sit on that one. I'm in dark blue and it's a horrid green.
Would you like mine?
That red one. Oh, that's terribly sweet of you, but really, no, I don't think it would be so much better. Oh, well, I suppose we've got to make the best of it, but I'll stick to the green one. Oh, the only one which might do, at a pinch, is the gentleman's.
Didn't you hear, Mr. Garson?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, the seat. Yes, of course. Please take it.
Thank you. Well, if we're going to live together, I suppose we'd better introduce ourselves. My name's Rigo, Estelle Rigo.
Inez Serrano. Very pleased to meet you.
Joseph Garson.
Do you need me any longer, madam?
No, you can go. I'll ring when I want you.
You're very pretty. I wish we had some flowers to welcome you.
Flowers? Oh, yes. I loved flowers. Only they'd fade so quickly here, wouldn't they? It's so stuffy. Oh, well, I suppose the great thing is to keep as cheerful as we can. Don't you agree? Of course. You two are,
Last week. And you?
I'm quite recent. Yesterday. As a matter of fact, the ceremony's not quite over. The wind's blowing my sister's veil all over the place. She's trying her best to cry. Come, dear, make another effort. That's better. 2 tears, 2 little tears are twinkling under the black veil. Oh, dear, what a sight Olga looks this morning. She's holding my sister's arm, helping her along. She's not crying. I don't blame her. Tears always mess one's face up so, don't they? Olga was my closest friend.
Did you suffer much?
No, I was only half conscious mostly.
What was it?
Pneumonia. Oh, it's over now. They're leaving the cemetery. Quite a crowd they are. Goodbye. Goodbye. My husband stayed at home, prostrated with grief, poor man. How about you?
Gas stove.
And you, Mr. Garson?
12 bullets through my chest. I'm sorry, I'm not good company among the dead.
Oh, please, don't use that word. It's so terribly crude and in very bad taste. Doesn't mean much, anyhow. Somehow I feel we've never been so much alive as now. No, if we've absolutely got to mention the state of things, I suggest we call ourselves, absentees. Have you been absent for long?
Yes, about a month.
Oh, where do you come from?
Algiers.
Oh, I'm from Paris. Have you left anyone down there?
Yes, my wife. She's waiting at the entrance of the barracks. She comes there every day, but they won't let her in. Now she's trying to peer between the bars. She doesn't yet know that I'm absent, but she suspects it. Now she's going away. She's wearing her black dress, all the better. She won't need to change. She's not crying, but she never did cry anyway. It's a bright, sunny day. She's like a black shadow creeping down the empty street. Those big, tragic eyes of hers, with that martyred look they always had. Oh, how she got on my nerves.
Estelle.
Mr. Garson?
I'm so sorry. I was setting my life in order. You might follow my example.
No need for that. Mine's in perfect order. It's tidied itself up very nicely of its own accord. No need for me to bother about it now.
Really? Do you think it's as simple as that? Ah, hot. Do you mind if I,
Oh, please. Don't. I much prefer men with their jackets on.
I'm so sorry. Stifling. It's night now.
Yes. Olga's undressing. It must be after midnight. How quickly the time passes on Earth.
Oh, yes. It's after midnight. They've sealed up my room. It's empty. Pitch dark. Empty.
They've slung their coats over the backs of the chairs. They're in their shirt sleeves. The air stinks of men and smoke. I used to like living among men in their shirt sleeves.
Well, in that case, our tastes differ. How about you? Do you like men in their shirt sleeves?
I don't care much for men.
Really? You know, I simply can't imagine why they put us three together. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I'm looking at you two and thinking that we are going to live together. It's so absurd. I expected to meet old friends or relatives.
A charming old friend with a hole in the middle of his head.
Yes, him too. He was a fabulous dancer. But I mean, why? What could be the idea behind it?
Ah, it's a pure fluke, I should say. They lodge people as they can in the order of their coming. Why are you laughing?
But you amuse me with your flukes. As if they left anything to chance. I suppose you've got to reassure yourself somehow.
I wonder now. Don't you think we may have met each other at some time in our lives?
Never. I should never have forgotten you.
And you, Mr. Gusson?
No, we've never met.
Oh, well, you must be right. It's mere chance that's brought us together.
Mere chance, yes. It's an accident that the room is furnished exactly as we see it. That this seat here is livid green and this one here wine red. An accident? Mere chance? Well, try and lift it. And this statue, do you think that's there by accident? And the heat. What about that? No, nothing's been left to chance. This room's been waiting for us.
What, all fixed up beforehand?
We're together deliberately.
Then it's not mere chance that you precisely are sitting opposite me. But why? Oh, what can be the idea behind it?
I don't know. I only know that they're waiting.
I never could bear the idea of anyone's expecting something from me. It always made me want to do just the opposite.
Do it. You don't even know what it is they expect.
So, something's coming to me from you two. Something nasty, I suppose. There are some faces that tell me everything at once. Yours don't convey anything.
Look, why are we together? You've given us quite enough hints. You might as well come out with it.
I know nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm as much in the dark as you are.
We've got to know.
If only we had the guts to tell.
Tell what?
Estelle?
Yes?
What have you done? Why have they sent you here?
Well, that's just it. I don't know. In fact, I'm wondering if there hasn't been some terrible mistake. Well, don't smile. Just think of the number of people who become absentees every day. There must be thousands and thousands. And they're probably sorted out by understrappers. Oh, you know what I mean. Stupid employees who don't know their job. So they're bound to make mistakes sometimes. Do stop smiling. Well, why don't you speak? If they made a mistake in my case, they may have done the same about you. And you. Well, isn't it better to think we're here by mistake?
Is that all you've got to say?
Well, what else should I say? I've nothing to hide. I lost my parents when I was a kid, and I had my young brother to bring up. We were terribly poor, and when an old friend of my people asked me to marry him, I said yes. Well, he was very well off and quite nice. And my brother was a very delicate child, needed all sorts of special attention, so that it was the right thing for me to do. Don't you agree? My husband was old enough to be my father. But for 6 years we had a happy married life. Then, 2 years ago, I met the man I was fated to love. Of course, we knew it the moment we set eyes on each other. He asked me to run away with him, and I refused. Then I got pneumonia, and it finished me. That's the whole story. No doubt, by certain standards, I did wrong to sacrifice my youth to a man nearly 3 times my age, but do you think that could be called a sin?
Certainly not. And now tell me, do you think it's a crime to stand up by one's principles?
Well, of course not. Now, surely no one could blame a man for that.
Well, I ran a pacifist newspaper, and then the Algerian War broke out. But what was I to do? Everyone was watching me, wondering, will he dare? Well, I dared. I folded my arms, and they shot me. Had I done anything wrong?
Wrong? Well, on the contrary, you were
A hero. What about your wife, Mr. Garcin?
Oh, that's simple. I rescued her from the gutter.
Well, there you are, you see.
See? Oh, yes, I see. Come on, let's quit the fantasies. We're all tarred with the same brush.
Whatever do you mean?
We are criminals, murderers. We're in hell. They don't make mistakes. People aren't damned for nothing.
Stop it!
In hell, damned souls. That's us, all 3.
Will you keep quiet?
Damned soul. That's you, my little plaster saint. And ditto. Our friend here, the noble pacifist. We had our hour of fun, didn't we? People burned their lives out for our sakes, and we chuckled over it. Didn't we? Well, now we have to pay the reckoning.
Will you keep your mouth shut?
I'm beginning to understand why they've put us 3 together.
I advise you to think twice before you say any more.
Wait. It's simple. It's childishly simple. Now, obviously there aren't any physical torments. You agree about that, don't you? And yet, we are in hell. Nobody else is going to come, and we are going to stay here forever. In short, there's somebody missing. The official torturer.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Obvious what they're after. It's an economy of manpower. Or devil power, if you prefer. It's, like the cafeteria, where customers serve themselves.
What do you mean?
I mean that each of us is going to act as torturer to the other 2.
No. I shall never be your torturer. I wish neither of you any harm. In fact, I've no concern with you, none at all. So the solution is easy enough. Each of us must stay on his own seat and take no notice of the others. Also, we mustn't speak, not a word. Well, that won't be difficult. We've all got plenty of material for thought. I think I could stay 10,000 years with only my thoughts for company.
Have I got to keep silent too?
Yes. And that way we'll work out our salvation, looking into ourselves. Agreed?
Agree?
I agree.
Then goodbye.
What a crowd in Whitefriars Lane, set the trestles in a row, with the scaffold and the knife, and a pail of bran below. Come, good folks, to Whitefriars Lane, come to see the merry show.
Excuse me. Have you a glass? Any sort of glass. A pocket mirror will do. Even if you won't speak to me, you might lend me a glass.
I've got a glass. They must have taken it away from me at the entrance.
Oh, how infuriating. Oh.
What's the matter?
I feel so odd.
Odd?
Don't you ever? It's when I can't see myself, I begin to wonder if I really exist.
You're lucky. I'm always painfully conscious of myself. In my mind.
Oh, yes, in your mind. But everything that goes on in your head is so vague, isn't it? It makes you want to sleep. Oh, 6 big mirrors in my bedroom. There they are. I can see them. They don't see me. They're reflecting the carpet, the settee, the window. Oh, how empty it is. A glass in which I'm absent. When I talk to people, I always made sure there was one nearby in which I could see myself talking. Somehow it kept me alert, seeing myself as other people saw me. Oh dear, my lipstick. I know I put it on all crooked. No, I can't do without a glass forever and ever. I simply can't.
Let me be your glass. Come closer.
But
No, don't bother about him.
we're going to hurt each other. You said so yourself.
Do I look as though I wanted to hurt you?
But one can never tell.
It's much more likely that you will hurt me. Still, what does it matter? If I'm going to suffer, it might as well be at your hands. Now, look into my eyes. What do you see?
Oh, I'm there. Oh, but so tiny. I can't see myself properly.
But I can. All of you. Now, ask me questions. I shall be as candid as any looking glass.
But...
No, don't bother about him. We're alone. Ask me.
Are my lips all right?
Show me. Bit smudgy.
Oh, I thought as much. Luckily no one's seen me. I'll try again.
Wait. Now, wait. Now, follow the line of your lips. Now, no. Let me guide you. There. That's quite good.
As good as when I came in?
Oh, better. Far better. Crueler. Your mouth looks quite diabolical that way.
Good gracious. And you say you like it? Oh, dear. It's sickening not to be able to see for myself. Miss Serrano, you sure it's all right now?
Call me Inez.
Are you sure it's all right?
Lovely.
But how can I rely on your taste? Is it the same as my taste? Oh, how sickening it all is. It's enough to drive one crazy.
But I have your taste because I like you so much. Now look at me. Straight. Smile. Am I not nicer than your glass?
I don't know. You scare me rather. My reflection in the glass never did that. Of course, I knew it so well. Like something I'd tamed. I'm going to smile. And my smile will sink down into your pupils, and heaven knows what it will become.
But why shouldn't you tame me? I want you to call me Inez. We're going to be very great friends.
I don't make friends with women very easily.
What's that? There's a nasty little red spot at the bottom of your cheek. Is that a pimple?
A spot? Where?
There. Do you know the way they catch larks? With a mirror. I'm your lark mirror. You can't escape me. No, there isn't any pimple. Not a trace of one. But what of it? Supposing the mirror starts telling lies. Supposing I close my eyes and refuse to look at you, as he's doing. All that loveliness wasted on the desert air. Don't worry. No, don't worry. I can't help looking at you. I'm going to be nice to you. Very nice. But you must be nice to me.
Are you really attracted by me?
Very much indeed.
But I wish he'd notice me.
Why? 'Cause he's a man. You've won. Well, look at her, can't you? Come on. You haven't missed a word we said.
No, not a word. Your voice is thudded in my brain. Now, will you leave me in peace, you two? I'm not interested in you.
Not in me, perhaps. But aren't you interested in her? I understand you. You were getting on your high horse just to impress her.
I asked you to leave me in peace. They're talking about me in the press room. I want to listen. Anyway, I'm not interested in her.
Thank you.
Oh, God. I begged you not to speak.
Well, it's her fault. She started. I didn't ask anything of her, and she came and offered me a glass.
That's what you say. But you were doing every little trick to get his attention.
Well, why shouldn't I?
You're crazy, both of you. Can't you see where this is leading? Now, for God's sake, keep quiet. Each must try to forget that the others are here.
Forget about the others. How utterly absurd. I feel you in every pore. Your silence clamors in my ears. Oh, you can nail up your mouth, you can cut your tongue out. But it doesn't prevent you being there. Can you stop your thoughts? I can hear them ticking away like a clock. Tick, tick, tick. And I'm sure that you can hear mine. It's no good sulking on your seat. Every sound comes to me soiled because you've intercepted it on the way. You've even stolen my face. You know it and I don't. And you've stolen her from me. Do you think she'd dare treat me as she does if we were alone? I'll never leave you in peace. That would would suit your book too well. You'd go on sitting there like a yogi in a trance. Even if I didn't see her, I'd feel her in my bones, knowing that she was making every sound, even the rustle of her dress, for your benefit, throwing you smiles that you didn't even see. Well, I won't stand for that. I prefer to choose my hell.
I suppose it was bound to come to this. They knew what they were doing. We're easy game. If only they'd put me in a room with men. Men at least can keep their mouths shut. There's no use wanting the impossible. So I attract you, little girl.
Don't touch me.
You know, I used to be mad about women. Some were fond of me. So why don't we stop posing, We've nothing to lose. Why bother about decorum and politeness and all the rest of it? We're between ourselves. And presently, we shall be naked.
Leave me alone.
Well, I warned you. All I wanted was a little peace and silence. I stuck my fingers in my ears. Gomez was spouting as usual, standing in the middle of the room with all the pressmen listening. I tried to hear, but it wasn't easy. Couldn't you have kept your mouth shut? Now it's over. He stopped talking, but what he thinks about me has gone back into his head. Well, we've got to see it through somehow. Naked as we were born. Well, so much the better. I want to know whom I have to deal with.
You know already. There's nothing more to learn.
You're wrong. Until we know why each one of us is damned, we know nothing. If we're frank, if we bring our secrets out into the open, it might save us from disaster. So you, begin.
I don't know why. They wouldn't tell me.
No, they wouldn't tell me either. But I've got a pretty shrewd idea. Well, perhaps you're shy of leading off. All right. I'm not a very estimable person.
We all know you were a deserter.
Oh, that's only a side issue. I'm here because I treated my wife abominably. That's all. For 5 years. Naturally, she's suffering still. As soon as I mention her, I see her. It's Gomez who interests me, but it's her I see. Where's Gomez got to? For 5 years. There, they've given her back my things. She's sitting by the window with my coat over her knee. The coat with the 12 bullet holes. The blood's like rust. A brown stain round each hole. It's quite a museum piece, that coat. Scarred with history. And I used to wear it. Imagine. Now, can't you shed a tear, my love? Surely you can squeeze one out at last? No? Can't manage it? Night after night, I came home drunk, stinking of women. She'd sat up for me, of course, but she never uttered a word of reproach. Only her eyes spoke. Big, tragic eyes.
Why did you have to treat her like that?
Oh, it was so easy. A word was enough to make her flinch like a sensitive plant. But never, never a reproach. I'm fond of teasing. It's like second nature to me. I don't tease nicely. I watched and waited. But no, not a tear, not a protest. I'd picked her up out of the gutter, you understand. Now she's stroking the coat. Her eyes are shut. She's feeling with her fingers for the bullet holes. What are you after? What do you expect? I tell you, I regret nothing. The truth is, she admired me too much. Does that make any sense to you?
No. Nobody admired me.
Ah, so much the better for you. Now, I think all this sounds rather vague. Perhaps I can give you something to get your teeth into. I brought a girl home to stay in the house. My wife slept downstairs. She must have heard everything. She was an early riser, and as the girl and I stayed in bed late, she served us our morning coffee.
You pig.
Oh, yes, a pig, but a well-beloved pig. No, it's nothing. It's Gomez, but he's not talking about me. What were you saying? Oh, a pig. Yes, yes, of course. Or else why should I be here? Your turn.
Well, I was what some people down there call a damn bitch. Damned already, so there's no surprise being here.
Is that all?
There was that affair with Florence. That's a dead man's tale. 3 corpses to it. First him, and then she and me. Nothing left. Clean sweep. Except that room. I see it now and then, empty with the doors locked. No, they've unlocked them. There's a notice on the door. To let. That's ridiculous.
3? 3 deaths, you said?
Yes.
Of 1 man and 2 women?
Yes.
Did he kill himself?
Oh, no. No, he hadn't the guts for that, but he'd every reason to, of course. We led him a dog's life. As a matter of fact, he was run over by a bus. Silly sort of end, really. I was living with him at the time. He was my cousin.
Was Florence fair?
Fair? You know, I don't regret anything, but I don't very much like telling this story.
Oh, that's all right. So, you got sick of it?
Oh, quite gradually. All kinds of little things started to get on my nerves. He made a kind of noise when he was drinking, a sort of gurgle. He was rather pathetic, really. Vulnerable. Why are you smiling?
Because I, at least, am not vulnerable.
I shouldn't be too sure about that. I crept under her skin. She saw the world through my eyes. Of course, when she left him, I had her on my hands. We took a bed sitting room at the other end of town.
And then?
And then the bus. I used to remind her every day. Yes, we killed him, my pet. We killed him. Between us. I'm rather cruel, really.
So am I.
No. No, you're not cruel. It's something else.
What?
I'll tell you. No. When I say I'm cruel, I mean I can't get on without making people suffer. Like a live coal. A live coal burning away in people's hearts. You see, when I'm alone, I flicker out. For 6 months, I burned away in her heart till there was nothing left but a cinder. And then one night, she got up while I was asleep and turned on the gas and crept back into bed, and that's that.
Well.
What are you thinking?
Nothing. Your turn. What have you done?
I haven't the faintest idea. I've been trying to think, but it's no use.
Right, then we'll give you a hand. That man with the smashed face, who was he?
Who do you mean?
The one you were so frightened of seeing when you came in.
Oh, him. He was a friend of mine.
Why were you afraid of him?
That's my business, Mr. Garza.
Did he shoot himself on your account?
Of course not. How absurd you are.
Then why should you have been so scared? He blew his brains out, didn't he? That's how his face got smashed.
No, don't, please don't go on.
Because of you. Because of you.
That's right, he blew his brains out because of you.
Leave me alone! It's a man bullying me like
Go! I asked nothing better, but I'm afraid the door's locked.
You're hateful. Both of you!
Hateful, yes, that's it. Now get on with it. That man who shot himself, you were his mistress, that's right, wasn't it?
Of course she was, and he wanted to have her to himself alone. That's so, isn't it?
Of course, he was a fabulous dancer. But as poor as a church mouse.
Was he poor or not? Give a straight answer.
Yes, he was poor.
Yes, and then you had your reputation to keep up. One day he implored you to run away with him, and you laughed in his face.
You laughed, and he killed himself. That's right, isn't it?
Did you used to look at Florence in that way?
Yes.
You got it wrong. He wanted me to have a baby.
Oh, and you didn't want one?
I certainly didn't. But the baby came. Worse luck. I went to Switzerland for 5 months. No one knew anything. It was a girl. Roger was with me when she was born. It pleased him no end, having a daughter. Didn't please me.
And then?
There was a balcony overlooking the lake, and I brought a big stone, and he could see what I was up to. And he kept on shouting, "Estelle, for God's sake, don't." I hated him. He saw it all. He was leaning over the balcony, and he saw the rings spreading on the water.
Yes. And then?
I went back to Paris, and he did as he wished.
You mean he blew his brains out?
It was absurd of him, really. My husband never suspected anything. I love you.
Oh, don't bother. Tears don't flow in this place.
I'm a coward. I'm a coward. I hate you. I hate you!
All right, the hearing's over. So don't go on sitting there like a hanging judge.
A hanging judge? Yes, I'd give a lot to be able to see myself. It's hot. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't bother. Take your jacket off. It doesn't matter.
You mustn't be angry with me, Estelle.
I'm not angry with you.
And me? Are you angry with me?
Yes.
All right. You have us in the nude, Mr. Gasser. You think you understand things any better for that?
I wonder. Yes, perhaps a little better. And I suppose we start trying to help each other.
I don't need any help.
We're in a cobweb. If you make any movement, if you raise your hand to fan yourself, Estelle and I feel a tug. Alone, none of us can help himself. We're bound together inextricably. So you can take your choice. What is it?
They let it. They've let it. The windows are wide open, and there's a man sitting on my bed. My bed. There's a woman there, too. She's going up to him. She's putting her hands on his shoulders. That's my room. Mine. He's going to kiss her. It's getting dark now. I can't hear anything. Why don't they turn the lights on? It's getting dark. Oh. Is he going to make love to her on my bed? What's that she said? It's noon, and the sun's shining. I must be going blind. Blacked out. Can't hear or see anything. I've done with Earth, it seems. No more alibis. I'm empty. Desiccated. Really dead at last. All of me's here in this room. What were you saying? Something about helping me? Helping me to do what?
To defeat them.
What do you want me to do for you in return?
Help me.
Help you? I'm a dead twig, ready for the burning.
Look at us. We're naked. Naked, right through. I can see into your heart. That's one link between us. Do you think I want to hurt you? I'm dried up, too. But for you, I can still feel pity.
Don't pour me. I don't like being poured. And keep your pity for yourself. There are traps waiting for you in this room, too, you know. All nicely set, waiting for you. Do well to look after your own interests. But if you leave us alone, I promise I'll leave you alone.
All right.
Gus.
What?
Please, you can help me.
You want
anyway.
help? Apply to her.
Oh, Gus, please help me. I don't want to be left alone. Olga's taken him to a cabaret.
Taken who?
Peter. Oh, no, they're dancing together.
Who's Peter?
Oh, such a silly boy. He called me his glancing stream. He was terribly in love with me.
Are you in love with him?
Oh, they're sitting down now. She's puffing and blowing like a fat dog. No, of course I don't love him. He's only 18. I'm not a baby snatcher.
Then why bother about it? What difference does it make?
They belong to me.
Nothing belongs to you on Earth anymore.
I tell you, he was mine. He was all mine.
He was yours. But now, try to touch him. Go on, try to make him hear. Olga can touch him. She can squeeze his hand. She can rub up against him.
Yes, look. She's pressing her great fat breasts against him, puffing and blowing in his face. Oh, my poor little darling. Why didn't you laugh at her? Oh, is there really nothing left of me?
Nothing. Not even a shadow. All you own is here. Would you like a paper knife? That blue seat's yours. I'm yours. Always.
You! Mine! That's good. Which of you two would call me his glancing stream, his crystal girl? You know too much about me. Peter, think of me. Fix your thoughts on me. All the time you're thinking, my glancing stream, my crystal girl. I'm only half here. I'm only half wicked. And half of me is down there with you. Oh, just look at her face. No, it's absurd. We've laughed at her together, you and I, often, and... Oh, what's that tune? Oh, yes, I always loved it. He always said I was so free. He loved to dance with me. What's that you said? Our poor dear Estelle. Liar. You didn't even shed a tear at the funeral. Careful. She never could dance and talk at the same time. What? No! No! Don't tell him! Please! You can keep him! Do what you like with him! But don't tell him I'm out! She's told him everything. But Roger, my trip to Switzerland, the baby. Poor Estelle wasn't exactly... No, I wasn't exactly... All right, keep him. I won't quarrel with you over his long eyelashes, his pretty face. Oh, they've turned down the lights, as they do for a tango. Poor Estelle.
Poor Estelle.
Oh, how I'd love to go down there. Just a moment. And dance with him again. The music's growing fainter. Why are they playing so softly? I can't hear. It's all over. The earth's left me.
No, don't turn away from me. Take me in your arms.
Ah! Don't push me away, please. You're a man, aren't you? Surely I'm not as unattractive as all that. And everybody says I've got a lovely body. And after all, a man killed himself on my account. And you've got to look at something. And there's nothing here to see except a lot of stupid paintings. So look at me. Hold me, and you'll see how nice I can be.
Say that to her!
Look at me, and you'll see yourself as you want to be.
Leave me alone! Isn't there anything I can do to get rid of you?
So, it's a man you want.
Not any man. You.
Really? No. Anyone would do. As I happen to be here, you want me. Mind, I'm not your sort at all, really. I don't dance very well.
I'll take you as you are. And perhaps I shall change you.
I doubt it. I shan't pay you much attention. I've got other things to think about.
What things?
They wouldn't interest you.
Then I'll stay here and wait for you to take some notice of me. I promise not to bother you at all.
That's right. Fawn on him like the silly bitch you are.
Don't take the notice of her. She's no eyes, no ears. She's nothing.
I shan't love you.
Do you want me?
You can't do that. You can't do that. You're not alone. I'm here. You couldn't. Not under my eyes. You could not under my eyes.
I often undress with my maid looking on.
Augusta, you promised me. You promised!
You were the first to break our agreement.
No, don't bore her. Don't bore her. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. All right, make love. Don't forget all the time. You will feel my eyes boring into you. All right, make love. Get it over with. This is hell. My turn will come.
back in the press room. This time he's talking about me. No, it's nothing, nothing. He says swine, that's all. Are you going to love me?
No.
Will you trust me?
Trust you? Oh, what a quaint thing to ask, considering you'll be under my eyes all the time. I don't think I've so much to fear from your Ned.
I was thinking of another kind of trust. Oh, talk away, you swine, when I'm not there to defend myself. Estelle, you must give me your trust.
Oh, what a nuisance you are. I'm giving you my mouth, my arms, my whole body. Everything could be so simple. My trust I haven't any to give, I'm afraid. You must have something pretty terrible on your conscience to make such a fuss about my trusting you.
They shot me.
Yes, I know, because you refused to fight. Well, why shouldn't you?
No, I didn't exactly refuse. I ran away. Oh, he makes out a good case against me. But he never says what I should have done instead.
I'm sure you had good reasons for acting as you did.
I had.
Well?
But were they the real reasons?
Oh, you've a twisted mind. That's your problem, worrying over such trifles.
I thought it all out. I wanted to make a stand. But was that my real motive?
That's the question. Was it your real motive?
Well, finally, I thought my death will settle it. If I face death courageously, I'll prove I'm no coward.
And how did you die?
Estelle, come here. Look at me. I want someone to look at me while they're talking about me down there. I like green eyes.
Green eyes. And you, Estelle? Do you like cowards?
If you knew how little I care. Coward or hero, it's all one, provided he kisses well.
There they are, slumped in their chairs. They're thinking Garson's a coward. One's got to think of something. That chap Garson is a coward. That's what they've decided, those dear friends of mine. In 6 months' time, they'll be saying cowardly as that skunk Garson. You're lucky here, too. No one on earth is giving you another thought. But I'm long in dying.
What about your wife?
Oh, didn't I tell you she's dead?
Dead?
Yes, just now, 2 months ago.
Grief?
What else? So that's that, you see. My wife is dead. All is for the best. The war is over. And I've carved out my place in history.
My poor darling, look at me. Please, look at me. Touch me. There. Keep your hand there. Why trouble what those men are thinking? They'll die off one by one. Forget them. There's only me now.
Yes, but they won't forget me. They'll die, but others will come after them to carry on the legend.
You think too much.
Oh, what else is there to do? I was a man of action once, but they've locked me out. They've passed judgment on my life without troubling about me. And they're right, because I'm dead. Dead and done with. The back number.
Gusser.
Listen, if there's just someone, just one person, who would say positively that I did not run away, that I'm not the sort of man who runs away, that I'm good and brave and decent and all the rest of it, then that one person's faith would save me. Will you have that faith in me? Then I shall cherish you and trust you forever. Will you?
You dear, silly man. Do you think I could love a coward?
But just now you said...
I was teasing you. I like men. You haven't got a coward's mouth or a coward's eyes or a coward's hair, and it's your mouth and your eyes that I love you.
Do you mean that?
Shall I swear?
What a simpleton you are. Estelle, am I a coward? As if she gives a damn either way.
Don't listen to her. If you want me to have faith in you, you must begin by trusting me.
Go on, trust away. She wants a man's arms around her, a man's eyes glowing with desire, a man's lips on hers. She'd say you were God Almighty if she thought it would give you any pleasure.
Is that right?
What do you expect me to say? Don't you realize how maddening it is to have to answer questions one can't make head or tail of? Anyway, I would love you all the same, even if you were a coward.
You disgust me, both of you.
What are you doing?
The door's locked. The bell doesn't work.
Please, please.
I tell you, they shall open it. I can't endure it any longer. Get ready. You're farther than she is. I won't let myself be sucked in.
Gossip, please, I beg you. I implore you. Please, I won't bother you anyway. I won't talk to you. I don't be left alone with the nurse.
Look after yourself. I never asked you to come here.
How mean you are. Yes, it's quite true. You're a coward.
Let him go. And we'll have the place to ourselves.
You won't gain anything if that door opens. I'm going too.
Where?
I don't care where. As far from you as I can.
Open the door. Open. I'll endure anything. Your red-hot pincers and molten lead. Your racks and prongs and garrots. All your fiendish gadgets. Anything that burns and flays and tears. Anything. Anything. Anything would be better than this agony of mind. This creeping pain that gnaws and fumbles and caresses and never hurts quite enough. No, will you open?
You're free to go.
Now, I wonder why that door opened.
What are you waiting for?
I'm not going.
And you? The barrier's down. It's a scream. We're inseparable.
Go on, quickly. Push her out and close the door on her.
No! You don't push me out there! Not in that passage!
Let go of her.
But you're crazy. She hates you.
Because of her, I'm staying.
Because of me. Shut the door. 10 times hotter in here since it opened. Because of me, you said?
Yes. You know what it means to be a coward.
Yes, I know.
And you know what wickedness is and shame and fear. Weren't there times when you looked into yourself and what you saw horrified you? Yes. You know what evil costs. And when you say I'm a coward, you know from experience what that means. Isn't that right? So it's you whom I have to convince. I couldn't leave you here gloating over my defeat, with all those thoughts about me running in your head.
Do you really want to convince me?
That's the only thing I want now. It's you who matter, you who hate me. If you'll have faith in me, I'm saved.
It won't be easy. And look at me.
I'll give you all the time you need.
Yes, we have all the time. All time.
Can one possibly be a coward when one's courted danger deliberately at every turn? Can one's life be judged by a single action?
Why not? You dreamt you were a hero, and yet you condoned 1,000 petty lapses because a hero, of course, can do no wrong.
I dreamt, you say. It was no dream. I chose the hardest way. But it was a deliberate choice. A man is what he wills himself to be.
Prove it. Prove you are no coward. It's what one does. And nothing else that counts.
I died too soon. I wasn't allowed time to carry out the actions of my life.
We all die too soon or too late. But at the end, it's all finished, with a line drawn neatly underneath, ready for the summing up. You are your life, and nothing else.
Oh, the poisonous woman you are, with an answer for everything.
No, don't lose heart. Convince me. Argue with me. Wasn't I right when I said you were vulnerable? Now you have to pay the price. What a price. You're a coward, Garsam, because I wish it. I wish it! And yet, look at me. See how weak I am? A mere breath on the air. A gaze observing you. A formless thought that thinks you. You can't throttle thoughts with hands. You've no alternative but to convince me.
Will night never come?
Never.
You will always see me?
Always.
So this is hell. I'd never have believed it. Do you remember all the stories they told us about the fire and brimstone and the torture chambers and the burning mall? Old wives' tales. There's no need for red-hot pokers. Hell is other people.
Kiss me.
No. I can't love you while she's watching.
In that case, I'll stop her watching.
You crazy creature, what are you doing? I'm dead. Don't you understand? I'm dead. Dead. Knives, poisoned, ropes, it's all finished. Once and for all. Get it into your head. We are here forever.
My God, how funny.
Forever. And ever. And ever.
Well, let's get on with it.
And don't miss the last of our Roman Polanski films. Repulsion is on Thursday at 10. Next tonight, history professor Arnold Toynbee talks to Ludwig Kennedy for Epilogue. Stay with us.